Hello and welcome back to Plans with Elle. In this video I'm going to be doing a debt confession. So far I've done a monthly and weekly cash stuffing. I will have also hopefully by now put up the meal plan that I'm doing for the first week of October, and today I want to do my debt confession. So let's get stuck straight into it. I have a personal loan out, and I say I because it's in my name, but it is mine and my partner's really, because we both used not all of it but some of it. So this was due to some debt consolidation that I did, and it was for my car, which I had bought with another loan and hadn't fully paid off. It was contributions towards fixing some home improvements in the last house that I needed to do before I sold it. Actually, way before I sold it, it was what I needed to do whilst I was still living there and not necessarily intending to sell it. That went on to this personal loan, and it also includes some of the maternity leave money as well, just because statutory maternity pay, as you know, decreases as the months go on. I didn't want to have to go back to work too early, so I just borrowed some money to do that. So this was a consolidation loan, and it totaled £8,000. That's how much I ended up borrowing. The minimum payment on that is £150, and I am just going to be rounding up and down just to make it a bit easier, so these figures aren't going to be exact. And the current balance as it stands is 6,400. So as you can see, not too much paid off there at the moment, quite a way to go. I'll talk a little bit later about how long it will take us if we were just to continue paying the minimum. I've not included interest in this, so I do appreciate that it will probably take me longer than what I'll end up writing down. But the intention is to pay more, so hopefully we won't need to look at this, how long and what month and year. That will be too much. I then have my household loan, which I have mentioned in my previous videos. So that relates to me selling my first house. It was my house, and then I've since bought with my partner. So the current house we're living in is our house. And I had money from the sale of that house. With some of that money, I've done things like bought a fridge, sorted out some flooring, bought blinds, bought general bits and bobs, paint, things like that, all for the house. Now, as I was buying these things, I was seeing how quickly the money from the sale of the house was depleting, and that made me incredibly nervous. I've got to go back a little bit here just before I continue on this for a moment. So although my personal loan starting balance was £8,000, I need to admit here that I have technically been in debt since I was an adult, since I turned 18. I had an overdraft at university, minus 1,000 was my zero, wasn't really wise with money. I then managed to get out of that overdraft, I think by the time it became a graduate account, because then I was going to be getting charged. So I made sure I paid it off. And so I maybe spent a few months not in debt. And then I ended up going back into debt again through credit cards. I've always been quite fortunate in that I've got 0% ones. So at this point in time, I haven't actually paid any interest on credit cards because I constantly transfer. But there we go. There's a transfer fee, isn't there? So I have had to pay that for when I keep shifting the card from one to another. Then when my first car broke, I decided to get a better car for my second one. I didn't have the cash for that, so I took out a loan for that car. So yeah, I've been in debt my whole adult life. I'm now in my early 30s. So although this is my starting balance here, it's been a constant. So that's relevant just because, to bring it back to this household loan, I want to have some money set aside for emergencies, and just because it gives me comfort, it makes me feel more stable. So my money being spent the way it was being spent, 1,000 here, 1,000 there, a few hundred here, it's quite scary to see that money that's come from the sale of the house just go so quickly. So spoke to my partner and we've made an agreement that what we will do is treat that money like a loan and we will be paying it off. So I have in effect become my own bank. It's made me feel so much peace knowing that the money that I am going to be spending on the house is eventually going to be paid by us, because obviously as it stands, this is my money and this is mine and my partner's house. So now that we are paying this money back, it will mean that we have bought the fridge and so on, all of the things that we've bought for the house. So it doesn't feel like it's so much I've done it, which makes us both feel so much more comfortable. So there is technically no minimum payment for that, because what is the point in me setting myself up to fail? However, we have agreed, myself and my partner, that we will be paying £200 a month. I don't think I added that here. That's a month as well. We're going to be doing that a month back into my account. So I've got some money still left over. That's in one pot. And then I've got this money that I have spent. So obviously that money keeps coming out. And then I've created a second pot to start putting this money back in. So £200 is what we intend to put back in. And we are currently at 3,490. That is after paying off the 210 that you would have seen in my monthly stuffing, cash stuff with me. And then I paid an extra 50 in the first week's cash stuffing, which will already be up on my channel as well. So that's where we are at with that. I'm hoping to therefore pay off another 150 this month. That's what we've budgeted for. So that will go down nicely by the end of October. So our total debt starting then, hopefully you can see my calculator, I believe you can. So we have 8,000 and we're going to add that to 3,750. Gosh, it looks scary like that. You know, when you have debt separately, it doesn't make you panic as much. I'm saying you, I mean me. But seeing it like that, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. So total debt is 11,750. The total minimum payments, and again, it's not necessarily minimum payments, is it? But 350 is what we are paying back each month. So that is the debt we are paying each month. That is money that is going back to things that have already been bought. And that's what I want to get out of the habit of doing. I don't mind so much with this, the household loan. I don't mind having that money and constantly paying myself back. So it's not that hideous, but still, I want to be able to be a month ahead and financially free, basically. So the current balance, 6,400, add 3,490, 9,890 pounds. So that means so far, 11,750 was the starting balance, and we're now 9,890. So far, we have paid off £1,860. So we are very much in the start of this journey and got a long ways to go. So I've decided here to look at, so what is that going to look like with a personal loan, and what's it going to look like with the household loan? If I pay these set amounts each month, how long is it going to take and when we're going to be, when are they going to be paid off? So if I only paid the minimum payments, it is likely going to take me another 42 months. And again, I've not included interest with that, so it may be a little bit longer. And that means I won't be debt free until April of 2026. That is a long way away. And if I was to add another 50, which is what I've been able to do this month, and I haven't included that in this total actually, so that might actually be 3,000. Sorry, not this one. I haven't included it in this total because the £50 that I cash stuff for the month is currently in the binder, not in the bank yet. So obviously it won't be showing on the loan account yet. I hope that makes sense. So if I was to add an additional 50 each month, it cuts it down to 32 months. And I have worked this out off of camera. I really hope I'm right. I'm sure someone could tell me if I'm wrong. Hopefully not. And that leaves us at June 2025. So that already looks loads better just by increasing it from 150 to 200. If I was to add an extra 100, so 250 a month, we're looking at between 25 to 26 months, most likely 26 months because of the interest, which takes us to December 2024, and that feels comfortable to me. It's the end of a year, and it would be nice to know I'm starting 2025 without this debt. So that is a comfortable place for me. We're not there yet though, so we're going to have to do some work to get to that plus 100. If we were, by some wondrous chance, able to double what we are paying, add an extra 150 to make it 300, I don't know if I'm being unrealistic here, but we've got a dream, right? It should take between 21 and 22 months, and that frees us up in August 2024. Yeah, so my aim really is this one. This one feels good to me. This is what we're doing at the moment. That's what we can afford this month, but I might push it more. Next month, I'll speak to my partner. Seeing this, that feels like a good date to me. Moving on to the home loan then. So the home loan is 200 a month. That's what we're going to be paying. Hopefully things won't come in the way that stop that. We'll have to try and work on other things in the budget rather than cutting from these areas, because if we keep cutting from these areas, it's just going to constantly take us longer, and I don't want to wait until then. So fingers crossed, £200 a month is possible, and if we do that £200 a month, it should take between 16 and 17 months to pay off what's remaining, and that takes us to February 2024. I do have to add with this one though, because it's currently my money, my loan, if you like, my household loan, it's my money sat there. There may be other things during the course of the year that we buy, so this might fluctuate. So I will likely be focusing on the personal loan in my debt updates. Happy to still put down how we're getting on with the household, but it may end up becoming a sinking fund. Realistically, we spend it and then we put back in and so on as we go. But for what is currently outstanding, that 3,490 would take us to February 2024. And that's why I seek comfort in these ones here, in being able to pay off the extra 100, the 200 here, to be done in 2024. That doesn't seem too bad. That's just a year and a bit away. So that leaves us with the end of this video then. A chat with my partner will come now and see what his thoughts are on this. So thank you very much for watching this video. I would love to know how you are getting on with your debt journeys as well. So please feel free to leave a comment for me. I will do my best to respond to comments. I've joined YouTube to be part of the community, so I look forward to learning about how your budgets are going along and celebrating your achievements as well as celebrating my own. So please do have a little chat with me. I would love to be another one of your cheerleaders. So I'll say goodbye for now, and I'll see you hopefully in another video. Take care. Bye.